Hello everybody, before this week's episode of the Reckoning of Arkanon begins, we want to give a huge thank you to the amazing people over at Critical Dice for sponsoring this campaign. Along with this partnership with the amazing people over at Critical Dice, we are able to give you 20% off your next order. So if you go to critical.chromaticdice.com, you will be able to get 20% off your order, whether it's dice, whether it's shirts, anything on the website, 20% off. You deserve it. And we ain't done there. Because every Friday, with every new episode of the Reckoning of Arkanon, Critical Dice has allowed us to give away one free set of dice every single week. So be sure to be in the chat. Keep an eye out for the secret code word that will appear on the screen. It's going to be huge. You can't miss it. The second you see that code word, type it into the chat and you will go straight into the running to win a free set of dice. And when you enter yourself into the running to win that free set of dice, be sure to join the Discord so that we can get in contact with you if you are lucky enough to win this week's giveaway. One last thing, I promise, and then I'm done. Since hitting affiliate status on Twitch, you guys have shown us so much love and we cannot thank you enough for it. We just want to remind you that every sub, every bit, every donation, every bit of kindness that you guys are generous enough to give to us is going straight towards charity. Because here at Chromatic Dice, we want to give back to the community. And with your help, we're doing that. But that's enough from me. I've kept you long enough. Enjoy this week's episode of The Reckoning of Arkanon.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 10th episode of the Reckoning of Arkanon.
Double
What an
digits!
exciting night, an exciting day for all of us. We cannot wait to get into this. The party has really finally been assembled, kind of brought together. They all have somewhat of a mission that they have to accomplish, and we're going to dive more into that as we go. So just a quick update about what has happened. So the king has sent Sylvie, Agron, Arson, Katarina, and Loriope after Displau. They're being sent to the city of Displau with the prince, who all of you seem to love so much. And they are all going to try and investigate what has happened that caused such an easy win for the Valiants to take the city. And we are picking up right now on the road where they have already been traveling. Sylvie and Dumac have actually already said their goodbyes as Dumac is going back to Golkaval. They will be reunited again soon. Agron has said his goodbyes to his friends and the people that he knows in Atharis. And Catherine was never seen again. She never came back downstairs. She stayed upstairs, never revealed herself to the party again. Katarina never had an issue again with the friend. That's what we're going to be calling the thing in the book, is the friend. Didn't see it again for the rest of their time there.
Is it a friend? Is it?
I'm calling it the friend.
I like it.
It's subjective to what you think. You know, is it a friend or is it not? We'll find
Buddy.
out, I guess, eventually. And so we're picking up right now. If you're sneaking in, this is a bit of a stealth mission to try and get in, get information, and get out, unless you can have the opportunity to take the city. And you guys have been traveling for several hours. And it is now sun, the sun is up in the sky. It is midday. And you'll be able to continue on for some time. Is there anything that you guys want to do, giving you guys the floor? Is there anything that you guys want to do right now? It's about midday. You've been traveling for a little bit. Yes.
Well, one question I do have. Did Catherine get back to me about my friend's abilities at all?
She did not.
I know, right?
She did not.
Okay.
She never resurfaced after that.
Traitor.
Sylvie would like to go up to Rena. It's just like she's taken all of this walking to like get her nerves up, and she just goes, Rena,
Yeah.
I lost your book. I'm so sorry. I don't know where it went, and we were fighting, and when it was done, I lost it, and I feel so bad. I'm so sorry.
You lost my book?
Oh.
Deception check.
I
Deception
peer out
check.
from I peer out from behind Katerina. You lost her book.
Oh my god. Deception check with advantage. You gaslighting evil people.
Wait, what was it?
Deception check with advantage. You gaslighting evil people.
22.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, 21.
Oh, because that makes it better. Like,
What'd you get?
if you rolled a natural 20, I
that
should. Oh, fuck.
She rolled a
With
4.
advantage?
Okay.
Oh, with advantage. Hold on.
Nat
Because
20.
Liriope's backing up the lie, you wicked people.
15.
Oh, Sylvie.
15. Okay, both of them.
I
Both
don't
of
know
them.
if
are-
we would even
No.
doubt
Wait.
them, honestly.
Wait. Can we say that as we're like gaslighting her, I'm just holding the book,
I mean, you're,
waiting for her to notice?
you're definitely holding the book, but I think Sylvie, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay.
Because I start with the book, right?
11
Yes, you still have the book.
plus... Oh, where did my character... 11 plus 4, 15.
15. Yeah. So Sylvie, you're really like overwhelmed, and you could swear that you see it in Liriope's hands, but like even then, like you're still like both of them are telling you that you lost the book, and you're really upset about it. However, with a 15 perception, you see a little rat on top of Liriope's head, who's like pointing down.
Sylvie, it's alright.
It's just a joke. We're so sorry.
How did you
I'm
get it
sorry.
back?
That was mean. I'm very sneaky.
Yeah, she just grabbed it from you.
I should have told you when I had first taken it back. I was just very nervous, and it was not your responsibility to be holding it.
Well, I'm just glad I didn't lose it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
So no more
think
pranks?
that no matter what. Yeah, no.
okay.
That didn't go well.
Arson and Agron, you could kind of overhear this little commotion.
Agron doesn't hear it at all because he's regaling the prince. He's like, and then the battle of the blue, like he's just continuing to like tell his stories in the front.
So
of
like
the
as
group.
you're telling your stories, the prince is like trying to one up you, even though it's clear you have more stories. Like he's still trying to one up you, and you guys are duking it out with words.
Yeah.
Arson's losing his mind listening to the two of them.
Arson, what is it exactly that you are doing at this point?
He would just be walking along. Very curious about the Wayseeker pamphlet, but waiting. He's just... Honestly, he's probably enjoying seeing the ladies joking around and having fun.
Okay, so you're not looking at the book at all?
Not at the moment, no.
So snapping over to Liriope, this is you guys are all traveling, and Pip starts like tugging on your hat.
What?
Hey,
What?
that was mean.
Aww, buddy.
Yes, it was, but it's not like we kept up the lies she found out.
It wasn't nice.
It was a joke.
I thought you were like really nice.
That's what you call a practical joke.
It's a practical joke, but like I'm sad. Did you see how upset she looked? I know she would try to eat me if she could, but like, still.
Sylvie's like listening to this.
No. Sylvie's done with you guys. She's listening to stories.
Pip, I'll apologize to her later
You
if you're
should.
not upset about it.
You definitely should. You should.
Okay.
Okay, but aside from that, yeah, we was gonna talk about how you knew that lady back there. What's the deal?
Oh, well. Oh, where do I begin?
At the beginning. It's the beginning. It's a story. I'm ready. I love stories.
Ooh. Well, you know Lord Barrel. Obviously.
I do. Yes. Yeah. He died. It's very sad.
Yeah.
I'm still not over it, but it happened.
Well, just be clear, I'm like separating from Katerina. She's still in my eye shot, but still. Well, Lord Barrow used to work with Catherine before he disappeared. And Catherine is an archmage. She's from Vulcan. And she used to be my mentor.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. But she acted like she didn't know you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she did act like that, huh?
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, maybe she was talking about lost history. Maybe she's just losing her mind. Hope for her.
I mean, maybe. That's possible. That's certainly possible. Okay, I mean, I forget things very easily sometimes.
Okay, but...
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, Pip... Catherine just, she just used to be my mentor, now she's not anymore.
Was she a friend?
She was better than a friend.
She was a bestest friend?
Yeah, she was.
Bestest friend in the whole world?
Okay, Pip.
I'm just curious. Is that your bestest friend?
What you had with Lori Barrel, that's what I had with her.
Oh, wow. Wowee.
But now it's not like that anymore.
Well, that makes no sense. That I don't know. I don't like that.
You know,
nope.
Pip, you are absolutely right. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
No.
And you know, it makes you very confusing.
Are you upset? Don't be upset. No, don't
I'm
be upset. It's
upset.
okay. Don't cry. Please don't cry. Are you crying right now? I need to know. Don't cry.
No, I'm not crying.
He's like patting your face, like please don't cry. Don't be upset. Don't cry.
I'm like holding it back. I don't want anyone to see me. Oh, Pip, it's okay. It's okay. I don't have to deal with her anymore.
You listen to me. And he just like kind of puts his two paws on your face. You listen right here. Okay? Bestest friends. Don't forget bestest friends. Okay?
You're right.
I am right.
I won't forget you, Pip.
I won't forget you either. You're my bestest friend. You're such a friend. And he like hugs your face. Is Agron doing anything else right now other than regaling stories?
He's gonna turn to the prince, as there's like kind of a lull, you know, and he'll turn to him and say, "So, why did you really want to come on this mission?"
I have to learn. I have to be better. I have to get stronger.
Is Sylvie nearby?
Uh-huh. I walked up
Okay.
after they pulled the prank.
So assuming that Sylvie would have walked onto the opposite side of Agron to yeah. So he's gonna like be really hesitant to speak.
You may speak freely. What you say here, Sylvie will keep it to herself. You can speak freely.
Uncle, I fear my father is growing weary. And I fear his judgment.
You fear his judgment is what?
Weakened.
Now, is that by age or by outside influence?
Could be either. I think it's mostly age, but the fact is that we've lost 2 cities. Fallen, taken. Without any control, without any real retaliation. Dumac was the first one to say we need to take a stand. I mean, I've been saying it, but he doesn't listen.
Who does he listen to?
Well, he certainly listens to Catherine, and she says we need more information. That's all she talks about is information. And while I love how she has trained me and raised me to be powerful, I don't know. I feel like we need a better, a stronger front.
I would agree. I mean, like your father, I myself am weakening as age goes on. It's the natural way of things. But however, your father is a great man and a great king, and a great and fierce warrior. he still presents a strong front, but a strong warrior is nothing without the ones who have their back. One man cannot do everything alone. One person cannot do everything alone. So I agree that you must get stronger and you must grow. But you also must watch over your father. Because as he gets older, more and more people may attempt to influence him. And you need to be on his side.
I am trying, but I don't think I'm trying hard enough. I need to be able to do more. I need to be stronger. And that is what Catherine keeps telling me, and that is what we keep training for, to be stronger.
You keep saying Catherine tells you to do this. What does your father tell you to do?
He tells me to listen to Catherine.
That troubles me.
Why?
Really quick point of order,
Yes.
Craig. Would I know what happened to his real mother?
Absolutely.
His
1,000%.
biological mother?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I know she has been a good influence on you. But this is a lesson you must learn if you are to rule the kingdom one day. She rules over a completely separate kingdom, another land. She may have aims and goals of her own that may not run alongside Atharis always. So, it is always good to listen to those from other lands, but also make sure you are taking care of your own first and foremost.
Uncle, the people of Vulcan adore her. They love her. We hear all the time of their praise for her, and she's not even there. That is a mark of true leadership, is it not?
A reputation is of course important, but it's one thing to have stories told about you and have people sing your praises, but she's not there for them. She's here with us in Atharis. For you, for the king, and it troubles me.
Why does it trouble you? She is a very powerful ally. I mean,
Yes, the amount of influence she has over your father is what bothers me. Your father, when we were young, was always, unfortunately, susceptible to a pretty face. And I worry.
well, I guess we'll have to see. But I trust her. She told me that I'm a cleric. I don't even know what that means.
Cleric of what?
I don't know. I'm still early on in this whole magical thing. We only got into it recently over the past few weeks, maybe a month. It says I'm a cleric of the light.
Of the light. Very interesting. Well, I need you to keep your head on a swivel, and we'll talk more when we make camp about what we're going to be walking into.
Understood.
But I'm proud of you and all the progress you have made. You've grown into quite the young man.
Thank you, Uncle. And
he kind of like looks down and kind of he's very ashamed, and then he finally looks up and says,
I'm sorry at how I addressed you in the court the other day. It was out of line, and I shouldn't have done that.
I appreciate your apology.
It is good to see you again.
And you as well, nephew.
we're going to cut over to Katarina. I want to know what Katarina has been doing during this trip.
Okay. She's walking along. Probably. She's gonna go find Arson. She's gonna go walk with Arson. I realized that I did not get a chance to properly introduce myself. and that was quite rude of me, and my mother taught me better. I am Katarina, but you can call me Rena or Kat or whichever you prefer.
Well, Rena, it is an absolute pleasure to finally meet you.
I want to thank you again for my book buckle. It was very sweet of you.
It's honestly no bother. It's a simple gesture, that's all.
Yeah, but a strong one nonetheless. So, again, thank you. It's been a struggle carrying the book around, given its weight and whatnot.
Well, hopefully that helps. It's also a good idea to get a book, possibly enchanted, especially if you plan on going to the ocean. I've learned that many a time. I've lost many a book because of that.
I am familiar with the high tide and whatnot, so I'm quite prepared in case that is to happen.
You have experience with the ocean.
I used to live right on, I do whenever we get back, right on the edge of the ocean. Yes. A little inward, but kind of more swampy. But the ocean does reach me, yes.
That's a very comforting thing to hear. I don't like being inland.
It's some getting used to, but I'm sure you'll adjust just fine.
I hope so. I do miss the ocean though. The smell of it and everything. Even the seaweed.
I take it you're familiar with the ocean then?
Yes, very much so. I'm not my whole life, but majority of it I've been either on or around the ocean.
Surely you have quite adventures to tell.
You have no idea.
Well, you are more than welcome to walk with me and Lariape, though I've seen that you've maybe had some difficulty with her.
Yeah, I don't think first impressions were all too kind with Lariape, as you call her.
He knows my name now.
Sorry.
But I will keep my distance and I will let her have her space. I feel as though I have offended her enough, and when the time is right, I will address it and apologize for poor taste in first impressions. I do appreciate the offer though, but I have some things to sort through. And I will gesture to the big leather book.
If you ever need help, please let me know. I've done quite a bit of research in my time. And she's going to wait for Lariape to catch up. Like, stop walking and wait.
As Arson holds up the book, his book, Katarina, you feel this like chilling sense like kind of overwhelm you. It's very clearly connected to yours. It's very clearly connected to the friend. You know that instantly. There's something about it. He does not like this book.
I'm terribly sorry. May I see this book?
Of course. I'll
Wait.
hand her the book.
I want you to open it and just start flipping.
Just be careful with the pages. They're very
Brittle.
Very, very brittle.
Of course. I want you to open it more carefully. I'm not going to, like, flip through pages. I just want to open it to see if he appears.
There is no appearance. However, Katarina, you see the same story that Arson had read aloud to you guys in the study. But whereas Arson did not say who wrote it, there's a name inscribed there that you can read.
Did you not see this name before?
No. What is it?
What's the name?
Arson, as you like look over, she's pointing to nothing. There's nothing there. It's blank. The page is fine. The page is there, but what she's specifically pointing to on the page is not there. You do not see it.
You know, I actually saw you play a prank on Sylvie earlier, so that is very clever. Well done. I'm gonna have to get you back for this, so do know that.
Yes, of course. What does the name say?
Amel Farrak. Farrak. Farrak.
The name Farrak does not mean anything to you?
Does the name Tharek mean anything to me?
Give me a history check.
Let him know. Let him know, dogs! History, was it?
Big dog up in here. Yeah, history.
That is a 10.
With a 10, that name doesn't seem familiar to you.
I cannot say it rings a bell. I'm just gonna keep my wits about me, though. I'll keep an eye out for the name for it. I'll take the book back and give her a smirk and well, thank you. I'll do some research on that name.
Yes. And like I said, if you need any help, please let me know.
I will. Thank you, Rena.
Now I'm really panicking and going for the right.
Okay. Is there anything that Sylvie wants to do as you guys are traveling?
I think eventually, like after hearing some of the stuff from the prince, Sylvie's gonna move over to actually stand on like the other side of the prince instead of on the other side of Agron. And she's just gonna kind of walk there and see what happens if he continues telling stories or their conversation keeps going. She's not really one to interrupt too much.
Okay. So yeah, he's gonna keep talking, reminiscing and somewhat battling with words with his uncle, as long as his uncle continues talking.
Oh yeah. I've got a laundry list of stories.
So
he's heard them all, but
so time passes, and you guys eventually make your way into pretty much a forest. The road has kind of veered off of a main road, and you're now deep into a forest following a path. It is a well-made path, but time has passed and the sun is getting ready to set. You've all been traveling for about a day, and you know that you have at least another 6 to 8 hours if you're running briskly. But you've been going all day long, and so you have a choice now ahead of you on if you're going to make camp and rest, or if you'd like to continue. Mind you, you guys have still pretty much been going non-stop since the mountain. You guys had one nice rest in a kingdom bed, but you haven't really rested.
I believe it would be prudent for us to stop for the night and make a camp. We will have quite the trying day tomorrow, and we need all of our wits about us.
I would very much like another rest, if I'm honest.
Sounds good.
And I'll start setting up camp and.
Okay.
I'll get a fire going.
Yeah,
I'll go to the, I'm gonna go to the, is there like a river or anything around in the woods, or is it just wildlands?
Give me a survival check, actually, see if you can track that down. Because where you guys are standing may not be there.
Some fishies?
Some fishies?
And what's Loriope doing?
Just going, helping out wherever there needs help.
13.
13. Yeah, you're able to navigate your way to a stream. So it's not a full-on river, but
That's
you do
okay.
find a stream.
Yeah, just something small. Get some trout or something for dinner.
Aw,
Okay.
so much trout.
What's
There's so
Katarina
many
doing?
people.
I'm going to start setting a perimeter and casting alarm
Okay.
so that no one comes in.
Okay. So, did you take your book back?
I have to because I do a ritual.
Okay. So, you're gonna take your book back from Loriope. Does Loriope give it back?
So I need my book for this thing to make sure that, we all don't get murdered in the middle of the night. Would you mind?
It's your book, I guess. Do you want me to take it back after?
I haven't decided.
Give her the book. That's your book.
No, I'm going to.
It's your business.
But I appreciate you asking, continuing to hold on to it for me.
I've not
very
been
much
seeing anything,
appreciated.
so seems pretty safe to me. Safe to me. Maybe not in general, but to me.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to begin casting alarm as a ritual.
Okay. Yeah, so you start casting alarm, and just like off moving through the trees, you once again see the friend passing through, moving around slowly. It's like just kind of waiting around, peeking around behind a tree, looking at you, seeing if you notice.
What do you want?
What does anyone want? I want to get out of the book.
It's rude. Oh, I know you'd like
Yes.
to get out of the book. It's rather rude, though, for you not to introduce yourself.
Introduce myself? I already did.
No. You said we. You did not give me a name.
Fine. I suppose you're right. You want a name? I'll give you a name. And he, just kind of, snaps to being, in front of you with a long, clawed hand outstretched to shake your hand.
I'm going to shake his hand.
Okay.
Oh.
He just kind of grabs your hand, and then the fingers all curl up over your hand, and he shakes it very firmly. The name's Anukan. Memorize it. I won't say it again.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sure you already know who I am, given that you've been traveling with me for some time.
Yes, I know exactly who you are.
So, let's talk. Yeah?
Yes.
Shall we?
Let's talk. I love to talk.
So, you want out of this book?
I do. I want it most. It's the thing I want most. Yes, I do.
Why?
Well, imagine being trapped in a book for eons. It is not fun. I want to get out. I want to get out again. Move around. Be free.
And if I let you out, which I haven't quite decided if I'm going to or not.
Okay.
You told me I get more power?
Oh, you get more power the more you use the book. That's how it works. So you get the power anyway. It's fine. It's a win-win scenario.
So then why would I let you out of the book if the book is in power anyway?
You still need to work with me. It's not just so simple if you use the book. It's not the book. The book is a conduit. But it's me. And I can make it disappear very quickly.
You have proven that.
I can prove it again if you'd like.
She's gonna close the book shut. Sure.
Okay, he just flicks his hand back, and your alarm disables. Your alarm vanishes. See, it's so simple. I can just make it appear and disappear. It's my magic. You're channeling my magic. It's part of the deal. You pick up the book. You get my magic. I work with you. It's so great, isn't it?
Why was this book displayed what it was?
Why was the book displayed? I have no idea. I was put in the book. Trapped. A prisoner in this book. You think I want to be here? We have no reason to be here.
But there had to be a reason you're there.
Some people were upset. We can't
About?
keep everyone happy.
Of course not. What was they upset about?
I'd rather not talk about it now, actually. I don't think we'd like to talk about that.
Of course.
No, what we want to talk about is what you're going to do about that girl who keeps trying to take your book. Yes.
Which one?
Hey, that one over there with the hat and the silly mouse.
Oh, I mean, she doesn't keep taking it.
Oh, you don't think she wants a little bit of the power? You don't think she knows what's going on with your book? Are you foolish?
No, I am not, but I feel like you might be.
Well, perhaps we all go a little mad sometimes. It happens.
She's gonna look over her shoulder at Loriape. And looks back at the entity. I don't like this. What makes you think that she wants the book?
Well, she's got a glimpse of what the power does. It's a lot of power.
She can't have the book. Mine.
Good. Very good. Just remember that. It's us. You and me, kiddo. We work together. We're gonna make history. And he disappears at that point. Just kind of peacefully just vanishes.
I'm going to restart alarm.
Okay. Yeah, you restart alarm.
Sylvie also uses the time away from the group and while at the water to clean up and everything like that, which includes fully wiping off all of the paint on her wings and everything like that, because they have just been through dirt and mud and travel, and she's still just like examining her wings when it comes to what happened to them before. I'm looking at the marks that are on them and the damages that are on them, and sits back down as her wire that she has in the water is catching fish, and takes a sigh and just paints the markings back on any feathers that have damages.
From a couple paces back, you hear the prince call out,
What are you doing?
Nothing.
What's that?
It's paint.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude or interrupt. A ritual, perhaps. I know the Gulkavalians, they have odd rituals to someone like me.
Yeah, I guess you could call it a bit of a ritual. It's not purely to the Gulkaval, but a little personal to me. You were talking earlier about how you're trying to become stronger.
Yeah, I am.
Well, me too.
Oh yeah?
I mean, you know Dumac, right?
I do. I know him very well.
Yeah, I'm kind of in your similar position.
Really?
Just trying to become stronger to fill some pretty big shoes.
So how does that work? You're not an orc, are you? Wait, you're not an orc, right?
No, I'm definitely not. And I show off my wing and then quickly pull it back because it's not done being painted yet.
What's that
Hmm?
on your wing there?
I'm gonna kind of look around and see if it's just him.
it's just him.
So, why I need to get stronger? And I'll hold out my wing and just give him a view of burns that are all along my feathers, especially some of the ones towards the end, which are commonly the flight feathers of a bird, have all been stripped slightly.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
It's okay. And that's just why I paint, and I'll continue painting now that he's seen him. Let's continue painting my wings, and it's Dumac took me under his wing after he saved me, and since then I've been training with the Gol Caval, and he's not like my dad, but he's like
your dad.
Yeah, he's like my dad.
Well, he's a great man.
Mm-hmm.
Or great orc, I guess.
Yeah, he is. Your dad seems awesome too.
Yeah, I love my dad. Yeah, he's honorable leader,
It's awesome.
ambitious. Big
I-
shoes to fill.
Exactly,
Of
big
course.
shoes.
Well, I will leave you to what you're doing, and I'll go back to see what my uncle's up to, if that's okay.
Sure, I'll be back in just a little bit.
Okay.
And he steps back and
Wait,
just kind of like gives you a nod.
what's your name again?
Oh, me? I'm Andorin.
Andorin. Sylvie.
It's nice to properly meet you, Sylvie.
Nice to meet you too, Andorin.
And then he just kind of like bows his head and then turns and walks away. The sun has now set, and you guys are all regrouped at your camp together. And you're all pretty much sitting around the campfire, evenly spaced out. It is the first time that all of you have come to be at the same place at the same time, and it's very peaceful. The fire crackles and roars, the cool breeze of the wind hits your faces and moves Agron's fur. And I'd like to know what you guys want to do.
Agron, while he's kind of like poking at the fire, he'll speak up and he'll be like, first thing, I want to say thank you to all of you. None of you, besides from Mandarin here, are from Atharis, and you're assisting with something that is Atharis business. And I'm not sure why we were all thrown into this together, but I wanted to thank you for being here. Some perhaps more reluctant than others, and he'll kind of like look at Lariabe. But I wanted to, before we settle down for the night, I wanted to at least pass along a warning about what we're going to be going into tomorrow. I don't know what the status of Displau is, but we do know that Valiants took it over. They are not to be taken lightly. I mean, we have fought assassins and beasts of some sort, but Valiants are great warriors. They are ferocious and without mercy. So I suggest that we stick together and do not underestimate them for a moment. Do not turn your back on one. I've learned that lesson the hard way. Finish the job, and we'll leave.
Thanks, Agron.
Then he'll go back to poking the fire. Like a proper dad, just constantly adjusting the logs, making sure the fire goes, even though we have a guy who could just be like,
Yeah.
What is Arson doing at this point?
Honestly, after the conversation with Katarina, he's honestly just feeling the book, trying to find like indents or markings or sigils or anything on it at all.
Okay, yeah, give me an investigation check.
13.
13. Even with a 13, you're searching this thing. You were with Catherine. You were with everybody. There was nothing there then. There is nothing there now. And it makes no sense to you that she saw something you couldn't.
Maybe a different language. He'll just talk under his breath and try and figure it out.
Are you going to continue flipping through that book, or is there anything else you want to do at this point?
At this point, honestly, Arsen's pretty good. He's fine.
Agron will take first watch.
Okay.
Sylvie will just go and she'll just sit by the prince because she's found a little kind of mirror of herself a little bit. And she's just gonna sit and swap like training techniques about like, well, so I learned to get stronger to do this and.
So in between talking with you about, training and tactics and stuff, he looks over to Liriope and calls out and says,
So, what's your story?
I'm from Caldoris. I'm from Catherine City.
I get the feeling like you two know each other.
Oh, no.
deception check.
18.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of I don't know. I got this vibe like you were a little angry, but okay. I guess you didn't know.
Oh, you. Speaking candidly to a prince, it's a little frustrating when your leader leaves.
Yeah, but she's revered by her people, isn't she?
Not all of them.
Oh.
And he he's you have his full attention now.
What makes you say that?
Well, no. Do you really think that any leader will have unanimous support?
No, but I think that it is justly deserved, and she does great work, even from a distance.
Well, she left us with the rest of the Council of Magi, and they don't do great work.
That's not what the reports say that come in.
You don't live in Queldoris.
No, I don't. But we hear about all the amazing things and advancements in magic that they come up with, and all of these wonderful things. People want to travel there to get magical education. It's really something special. I mean, I've never been, but it sounds like a great place.
Well, you should know that media or reports or what people see isn't all that actually happens. Just, you're not from Queldoris. You don't know what it's like.
So what is it like then? What's wrong with you seem to be like you don't like it. Like what's the deal about it?
The council, yeah, the universities are grand and prestigious, but that stuff costs money. The council are a bunch of greedy, power-hungry politicians that don't care about the people. At least the people that they choose to ignore.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well, and what about you?
And he gestures over to Katerina and says,
"What's brought you here?"
Well, I woke up in a dragon horde with the rest of them, and now I'm here.
Yeah, we know that part, but what was life like before that? Who were you?
Well, I lived in Silverin, which is on the outskirts of where Riope's from. And I went to school, and I learned magic. And I eventually found my way into Vulcan, or further into Vulcan, and that's where I lived ever since.
Oh. So you're from Vulcan as well, and so Liriope's from Vulcan, and anybody else here from Vulcan?
Myself, actually. Awesome. Will look
You're
up
from
his
Vulcan
book.
too?
Yeah. I was born and raised in Picard.
Oh. So you guys all know each other?
She's gonna actually laugh.
Vulcan is a rather large place, Prince. I know a handful of people from there.
Yeah, but you're all from the same place, which means you've all got the same blood in a sense, right?
Let's
Yeah.
go over something.
not
I said that
really.
I was from Queldoris. He said that he was from the Wandering Isles, and she said that she was from the outskirts of Queldoris. You think that we know each other?
Maybe not know each other, but you're all of the same place. You're all of the same land.
Not really.
Sure you are. It's the same zone. It's the same kingdom.
You do
You need to get out of
realize
your kingdom more.
You do realize not all places are like Atharis, right?
Of course. And I know that Lord Agron is not my biological uncle, but he is my uncle nonetheless.
This is correct.
Agron, you understand where we're coming from, though.
Yes, you also understand that he is here to learn. So educate, do not chastise.
Prince, have you ever left Atharis?
Of course I have. I've been to the Wildlands a number of times.
Interesting. But you...
Interesting.
What were you
You've
going to
never-
the Wildlands for?
We went to Golkaval a couple of times to visit Dumak.
Oh, cool.
Sylvie, out of genuine curiosity, does everyone in Golkaval know each other? This is not chastising, I promise. This is... I don't know the size of Golkaval.
I mean, they're pretty accepting and everyone's pretty friendly and stuff like that. There's 3 kind of different places that's like within it, and some of us don't mix, but Golkaval, yeah.
Well, Prince, from my experience, I know a handful of people. I keep my circle very close. I
And as
know
for
a lot.
Queldoris, it's a very guarded city. Most people don't leave the city in their lifetime.
Silverian is a very small village. And that's all we know.
So then, what does that make all of you here?
Well, that is actually a fantastic question. One that we should address. Why did we wake up in a mountain full of gold?
What do we
This
have in
is
common? That's what we need to find, huh?
We don't seem to have anything in common.
I would say we might.
Like, I mean, we gotta have
Perhaps.
something in common for it to happen to us.
Well,
If I may speak plain, from hearing your stories and hearing you all speak about your past and things over the past, I think what's it been? It's like 2-3 days now?
Maybe a
Please.
week tops.
Yeah. We may not have anything from where we're from in common, but as people, we seem a bit lost individually. And that seems to be a common factor amongst all of us.
well, speaking in technical terms, Catherine was talking about missing history and missing memory. Maybe we didn't just wake up there, maybe we brought ourselves there. We just don't remember how.
Agron's gonna touch the side of his forehead as his headache has returned.
See that?
That
I'll
would
start
be
brewing a
lovely,
pot of tea.
Sylvie.
Well, see, I'll look over to Loripe and... Madam, it doesn't make sense to me. The last thing I remember was... I was on a business venture down in the Wandering Isle, sailing across the ocean. I went to sleep, and I woke up there, as far to the north as anyone could be, when I've never stepped foot here in my life.
I went to bed in a guarded city, and I woke up there.
And I mean, I have not aged. It has not been years.
Maybe it didn't have to be years.
I was napping under a tree.
We know you were sleeping under a tree.
You've mentioned that a few
You
times.
made a big show of it when you
we were
walked
all-
into fire.
We were all saying that we were where we were before we got in the mountain, so I wanted to
You were
participate.
under a tree.
His head hurts.
Oh. I'll hand him tea.
Thank you, Sylvie.
I cast a little healing word Arson's way, or Agron's way.
Thank you. But perhaps if the why did I want to call them Vulcans? Valians. The Valians are involved with whatever came out of that mountain. Perhaps we'll find answers there.
Oh, speaking of finding things, Sylvie's gonna take out the 2 like daggers that she pulled off of the dead bodies. But I found these on the assassins. They're real weird looking. I'll hand one to Agron.
Agron's gonna carefully like take one, like handle first. Can I make a history check, or does this look like?
Go ahead, make a
Valiant-
history check with advantage because you should know, but we're gonna make sure, see
Yeah.
if that headache is causing trouble.
Well, one was a nat
Yeah, you
20, so yeah, plus
That's some
3.
good
Yeah.
So
tea.
Okay,
Good.
so
That's
Agron,
good.
as you take these daggers in hand, you immediately recognize these are not Valiant made. There is nothing about these daggers that are Valiant.
anything like do I glean anything from it, like where, like it's
You don't know
origin?
where it's from, but you know in your bones this is not from Valiant.
They had
Mhm.
these on them, these
Mhm.
weapons. These are not Valiant made. These are not Valiant weapons of any sort, nor any. I spent a good part of my life fighting them and fighting every bit of weapon that came out of their forges, and this was not one of them. This does not belong.
They do a damn good job, I can tell you that.
Well, I mean, were the assassins, were they like possessed by that red dust stuff? Were they, they look very like already kind of dead when we were fighting them. One was missing a jaw.
That is a good point. Perhaps this thing has the ability to reanimate corpses of some sort, but
Well, and wherever,
what?
maybe it got these from wherever those people were. Maybe it's somebody over there doing something.
Oh no.
What is it, Agron?
We know this thing can possess things' minds, right?
It did that to
I
Lord
mean-
Barrel.
And the,
Yeah.
and it is using weapons not of Valiant make. And we were plotting before we had to disblow and before the assassins showed up to go and attempt to slow the thing that came out of the mountain. That's what we were
Mhm.
planning. And assassins from Valiant showed up. I'm just speculating here, but perhaps it wasn't actually Valia that sent the assassins. If they are already dead.
Right. So maybe if we find out where those assassins were from, we can find out what's possessing them?
One moment. Arson's gonna open up the leather book and read through the names again. Prince, have you studied the map of Arkanon? Do you have knowledge on Valia and their layout and their land?
On Valia,
Yes.
I don't know much more than any commoner, actually. We don't have any good layout of a Valian map.
We wouldn't.
I would.
Agron would know some of it, but definitely not all
Some.
of it. You know that there is a neighboring city that is like the closest Valian city. It's called Grimhammer, and that is to the northwest.
Do you know of any large locations of land? Anything that might stand out? A large forest, a volcano?
A volcano. I mean, Valia is certainly a volcano. We know that. We know that their main capital is built into a volcano. But a large forest, I mean, the only thing I would think of is, the wildlands. But that's all forest there. It's all deep jungle forest.
This book speaks of 6 children of this being. And 2 of them are made of ash and fire.
Interesting.
Something that could be interpreted into red smoke, potentially. And along, and Sylvie, I do apologize because I've seen your reaction to them. They were marked with wings of a dragon on the back of their neck. Fire and ash mixed with a volcano. With all the stories I've been told and read, and the giant claw we saw in the mountain, that could all relate to a red dragon. And by the looks of this book, twin red dragons. This is all speculation and guessing, but it's the best I can think of.
Well, then we must be incredibly careful when we get to this town. Especially, I think the first thing we need to see is if this town is even possessed by the same energy that these assassins were possessed by.
Yes. Speaking of which, Craig, do we have new weapons, or am I still daggers?
You're outfitted. You got weapons.
Okay, cool. So I have a
You're
rapier.
good. You got your weapons back. Yeah, you got a rapier back.
Yay.
Speaking of which, I'm gonna flip the dagger handle side to Arson. You may get better use of this than I would, if you wanted.
Interesting. So we'll get up and grab the dagger, twirl it. How's it feel? Do I get dread from the same feel as the goal? Am I cramping at all?
Even though you see a hooded figure in the corner of your vision.
you of course you would hesitate to touch it, especially since it's made of gold, but after you put your hand on it, and Agron's been holding it, it's just a dagger.
It's well made. If everyone's okay with it, I will put it to use if needed.
Sure, but Sylvie holds on to the other one.
I'll sheath it.
I like my glaive. I believe we've speculated quite a lot, and we've got a long day tomorrow. I suggest we get some rest. Who wants second watch? I will take first watch.
I can do second watch.
All right.
And with that, everybody gets ready to turn in, and you guys go ahead and sleep through the night. Finally sleeping and resting, and you feel a little bit better. And Agron, you stay awake through the first watch, and that headache comes back. You definitely feel the headache again. It's not going away permanently.
Yeah.
When Sylvie wakes up for the second watch, she'll brew another cup of tea and bring it over to Agron to relieve him from the watch.
When you walk over to Agron, he's talking to himself. He's having a full conversation with himself. Oh, thank you, Sylvie. I appreciate it.
Feeling okay?
It's just one of those things, getting older. And he stands and he kind of stumbles a little bit. And uses you and his glaive to kind of get himself up. And he, thank you so much for the tea, and wake me if you need anything.
Okay. You can tell me if you need help with anything.
Of course. It is simply a headache. It is nothing to be worried about. I haven't seen this much activity in many years, so I lend it to that.
Okay. Well, get some rest.
You too. And I'm asleep within moments. like that old man. Like as soon as I
Hit the pillar, out cold.
it's like out. It's like out. Like finished my tea and gone.
Excellent. Sylvie, you take second watch, and it is a peaceful night. Nothing happens. It's kind of relaxing, and you're able to meditate or do whatever it is you'd like to do on your watch.
Sounds good.
And then the sun rises, and you all wake up feeling a little bit rejuvenated and ready to go. And Pip gives a big as he wakes up. What are we doing today?
Maybe
We're going
fighting
to kill
something.
some Valiants.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm ready for that. I think.
Do you want to stay in the heat?
I'd appreciate that, but I kind of like being out for now.
Okay.
I like seeing everything.
Watch Shelby, you're gonna be a monk.
Oh, that's so cool! I'm so excited! Oh my gosh!
Sylvie's gonna brew like a morning pot of tea that's gonna have like a little bit of caffeine, electrolytes for everybody, stuff like that to get everyone going in the morning.
Cool.
Here's your electrolytes.
Yeah. Just tons of different herbs. You'll see her constantly like pulling from different things.
Sylvie, did you say there was a creek nearby?
Oh yeah, it's just right over there.
I might go wash my face off.
Smart.
I'm gonna head towards the creek.
Egron's gonna follow him to the creek real quick.
Okay.
It'll be quick. You could do your
Nah, no, what secret thing? You know nothing. Shut up.
Your face.
Nuh-uh.
The other one.
Perception check.
Arson, and he'll start like washing and like licking and cleaning himself quickly in the creek. He's a cat.
He drinks normally. I'm just saying. Like,
Arson, I have a favor to ask of you.
okay. How can I help?
With what we're going to do today, I have not faced Valians since my loss, and I harbor a great amount of resentment and, reluctantly, I will admit, rage towards them. And if you see me slip, I need you to remind me of why we're there.
Agron, think back to the battles we've endured together.
Yes.
Have I ever left your sight?
Only when you were shooting the catapult, but that's still. You really enjoyed those guys, didn't you? They were really nice.
They were. One was drunk, and I got stabbed. Everything was happening. But no, I have friends, and we worked as a very close unit. We were strong together. So I get nervous when one person I'm with and fighting alongside runs off.
Yes.
When you were in that fire, I was not far. And if you went down, I would not have hesitated to run in. But you, big cat, and Arson will walk right up to you and tap you on the chest, are not alone.
I appreciate that.
I'm not a soldier, and I can't take many hits. But I'm quick, and I'm smart. A tactical retreat isn't cowardly.
I agree. And we are going to need all of your speed and all of your wit, as we are dealing with actual Valiants. But I will leave you to bathe.
Appreciate that. And Arson will start taking off his coat and
So
his shirt.
I'm going to jump in and say that this conversation is happening on your way to the stream.
Oh, okay.
You guys haven't actually gotten there like yet.
Okay.
You're approaching it. But real quick, I'm going to jump back to with the three of you. Is there anything else that you want to do at this point? Katerina, Laripe, and Sylvie.
Sylvie will be just keeping kind of an eye on Rena because Dumont got bad vibes. So that's pretty much all I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Sus as
In return, I'm going to be keeping an eye on Laripe.
All the girls just...
We left the Edge Lords together, Alan.
Typical.
Okay.
Why are you keeping an eye on me?
I'm just holding my book a little closer.
Oh.
As Arson and Agron arrive at the stream, you guys look up, and off in the distance, there is a clearing here. And as you look up, you see that there is black smoke rising into the sky at a distance away.
No.
In the direction,
you're going. But you're not there yet. But there is black smoke rising in the distance. And that is where we're going to end it tonight, folks.
No.
You're going to have to wait till next week to find out what's going on at that black smoke. So thank you so much for watching. We will be back with you.
Short.
We will be back with you next week. And as always, we want to give a huge shout out to our friends over at Critical Dice for sponsoring this show and making more D&D magic happen. So please go ahead and check out critical.chromaticdice.com for all of your dice needs. They got awesome t-shirts. I'm wearing it right now. Look, there's a Never Sunny in Barovia. Never Sunny in Barovia. How awesome is that? You know, I think that's awesome. It was very fitting, I thought, with this ensemble, little red, little Strahd. So yeah, go check that out. You can save 20% off of your entire purchase when you go ahead and check it out with that link, okay? And as always, this is your last chance. Drop that keyword in right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. We are choosing a winner now. Congratulations to the winner. And everybody, have a great night. We'll see you next week.